to my channel. My name is SKYMAN. Universe and Star Wars quote for today. Why are you here? Why are you here? Hope you're doing great, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 7 of Bad Batch. And you're probably wondering, why haven't I reacted to this so far? And the same with Andor as well. SKYMAN, what happened to the reactions? Why did you not continue? With Andor, it was a slightly different thing. I really loved Andor. It was something which was completely different. And taken out of my perfect Star Wars movie context, I respected for what it was. And the more I watched it, the more I just thought it was more of a thinking man's Star Wars piece. And a prime example was when Bootstrap Bill, he was having that monologue scene and he was doing his heroic speech, and it was basically Shakespeare.
I've given up all chance at inner peace. I made my mind a sunless space.
In a Star Wars medium.
I burned my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see.
I thought those scenes, I was realizing more and more, this is nothing like we've had in Star Wars before. And it was very well thought out. And it was less about the reactions. I don't think it was filled with tons of reaction moments, you know, like the shock things. And like I say, every time nothing would quite beat the Luke Skywalker moment. But it's not that I'm expecting that in every episode, because then that would diminish and put too much pressure on an episode. If there's brand new surprises or shock moments in the show, then that's perfect, I'd say, for reaction, which is what I assume you're here for. But maybe you'd prefer the reviews, I don't know. But I decided that I'd watch the rest of Andor on TV, have a more of a cinematic experience with it. I'd watch it late at night, and I really delved into it. I really got into it. And with that, I mean, I did 2 more reaction videos, and I went through editing, and there just really wasn't that much there, and it was just a lot of me talking about it. And it was a bit of a risk, really, because I thought, I think that'd be foolish if they had the sort of big characters, Empire characters in there, because Andor was very much something that was different, and I respected that it was going in a sort of new direction. It was standing on its own 2 feet, so to speak. Don't know, we'll get to Bad Batch very shortly, but one of the best scenes which I thought was in Andor was when they had the prison escape. I loved all that. I thought that was brilliant.
You'll never have a better chance than this.
Build up to it, the tension that was built for it, and then
as we go along,
as soon as they started to escape,
way out,
I was cheering at the screen. I didn't even realize I was doing it. I was sitting there by myself. And it's like, yes, like, come on, and Gollum, Andy Serkis, come on. And when they all got out, and then got to the end, and it's like, I can't swim.
I'll swim.
I was like, gosh, that was the one episode which I just wish I did a reaction for, because I wasn't expecting anything like that in that episode. It was so, and it just shows the amount of investment I had into that show. So I really enjoyed Andor. And I hope there's going to be another season there too as well. You had to think about it. And like I said, if you took it out that perfect Star Wars movie, it's a different format. It's a TV show, I understand. Star Wars is not going to be probably how I want it to be, like when I was younger, and have those spectacular visuals and these amazing new planets to not remind you of what's going on, you know, in Earth, in your life, but to transport you somewhere different. That's all I want from Star Wars, is that pure escapism in something new and exciting. So yeah, I kept Andor. I just watched the rest of that. I loved it. I thought it was really great. Bad Batch, I've got to the point where I thought, well, I can't foresee it's going to be a reaction thing. The Clone Wars finale you knew what was going to happen in there, but Bad Batch, it was, I thought, well, I'll see how we get on. And I think I was toying with the idea of doing the reactions for it. And then when we got to, is it Gungi, the Wookiee Jedi, in the last episode, and I love that Kyber Crystal episode with the young Jedi Padawans, and they go off with David Tennant and build their lightsabers, and then they go off to receive their crystals. And I really shone to those Padawans there. So to see him and on Kashyyyk, and there was just so many bits where it was like pure Star Wars stuff, which I loved. So I thought, yes, I'm going back to reactions. Like, I don't even think Bad Batch has been as popular, say, as The Mandalorian or anything like that. But it's got to that point where, I just want to share it with you. I think that's one of the most enjoyable things, getting to watch it together. I mean, sure, it's for the reactions and things, but also knowing that we're all Star Wars fans and sort of in for the same thing. It's nice. It heightens the experience. So we're going to continue with the Bad Batch. So let's begin. Precisely why I've reacted to it. Slap banging Coruscant. And this is Empire Coruscant as well.
We destroyed it. All those cities, all those people. We were following orders. Oh, were we?
Good soldiers follow orders.
And then Wyatt gave him the chance to tell the Senate the truth. Before I did it myself.
Well, you just basically signed your death wish. Man, seriously, I absolutely love so much. This is basically just Clone Wars. Continuation, rebranded the name, but it's perfect.
You know what Rampart's capable of. Please.
Here comes a sniper.
I need your help. Together we can.
I mean, surely that was pretty obvious. Maybe. Like crosshairs. I think if it was, then probably would have got him by now. If that was crosshairs. Seriously. It looks so freaking beautiful. Is that crosshairs? Oh, are we? Are we going to...
While the cataclysmic storm on Camino was tragic, the reality
I thought that was the
is that
Emperor.
without the production of new clones,
Discussed, debated, and tabled each session for a reason.
Man, I'm loving this Senate
Pressing
at the
matters in
moment.
the galaxy right
Rogue
now.
One,
Costly creation
the
of a new
banking
military.
clan.
The war
Who's
is
signing
over.
your treaty?
perhaps where you reside,
Weren't they
Senator
separatists?
Power.
Actually, no, they weren't, were they?
Emergency Powers Act, put forward by then Chancellor Palpatine during the Separatist crisis. Shift citizens
Did you just say
loyalty
then
to
Chancellor
fundamental
Palpatine?
against the principles of
There's
his
quite a
body.
lot of South in there.
Strongly disagree.
Where does the Emperor stand on this issue? Since he remains absent from these proceedings.
It's because he's a Sith Lord, that's why.
As always,
No time for all of you.
The clone troopers.
I love
Why are they not included
how
within
this is
legislation?
all operating still, the Senate.
Clone accelerated
Don't they
entry
realise
and
it's
should be
the
selected
Empire?
for decommissioning.
I thought everyone would be way
Droids
too
to
scared to
simply be
speak
shut
about
down.
anything.
These are stands for. How can we debate commissioning
I do
a new
hope they
army
show
without a
George
plan
Lucas
in
in
place
there.
to care for our current one?
And here's a Star Wars character.
The vote on the Defense Recruitment Bill.
I second.
Order. I don't get why Rampart has a seat in the Senate when he doesn't represent anyone.
What happens when you're too old to fight?
About their growth acceleration. I can feel the chills of the clones
Thank you
theme.
for trusting me.
I feel like this is exactly
Yes,
what we've needed in the Bad Batch to really expand from beyond just the squad. Just in one episode. I love that so much. See the destroyers, Venator class destroyers in the background. I thought they nearly went to Palpatine's chambers. Bloody hell. That's what I love about this show. Like, I have no idea what happens to the clones, as in, after Order 66, I just thought they enlisted straight as stormtroopers and that was it. And then gradually phased out. But, after Order 66 and the inhibitor chips, I thought once the chips have gone, then they just turn into evil clones with the occasional, some of the chips sort of wearing off. And that's what happened with Cody, which I absolutely loved so much, that episode. It was brilliant.
Good day, Admiral.
Rampart was good. I don't know how they do it, but the clones just look evil now in armor. Must be something subliminal, like how they walk from right to left screen, which good guys never do that. They walk left to right. Lighting, the way they move, I have no idea.
Centaur Organa.
Hello, Ryo.
I've also been searching for him.
So that's definitely not Crosshair. You've got to know that's a new character because there's a new theme. Very sinister. It's kind of like, what was it, the Winter Soldier? That sort of vibe. Oh god. I feel like he's not gonna make it. Oh. As long as he's got good marksmanship skills, maybe it is Crosshairs. Didn't that guy get shot? I don't think he will. Yeah. Who's gonna come and save her?
You're right, Senator.
I knew it.
Rex? What is going on?
I was hoping you could tell me. I came to meet a clone contact of mine when I heard the blaster fire.
Rex has now become legendary level. So seeing him also now gives me the chills.
Told me about what truly
It's
happened
just
in Camino.
Clone Wars
Wanted
time
him to testify before the Senate.
and see
Someone
what
was sent
he's
to make
doing
sure that
now.
would never happen.
To see what brings him up to when he's in Rebels on the Walker. Yeah, it's kind of a sad story for Rex, really.
Not sure what he is, but that's the place.
So he's not a trooper. He's not cloning something, making something new.
A couple of friends of mine own this garage. They're gone for a bit.
Friends. Garage in the lower levels.
Nice of you to join us.
Hope it's
Got a
not
name?
these friends I remember from season 6.
Wearing any
or 7.
identifiable much yourself.
But he's a clone.
Fine. No, you won't, Captain Rex. On battle.
His
brother.
theme is creepy.
Limited.
Oh, bloody hell. Bloody hell. Well, that was a good ending. I must be completely out of sync with this, but there's episode 8 as well, so it looks like I'm going to be doing another another reaction. I'm very happy with that. That was a cliffhanger at the end of that one anyway. But that just went to a whole new level of deepness for me, and took the tone like very. It was quite dark and creepy, the fact that he did that and just killed himself rather than tell Rex anything. The fact that he's got his own theme, I thought it was going to be this new antagonist and sort of crosshairsy for season 2, but no, he killed himself off. But I think there's going to be more of types of him as well, which makes you wonder: are the Empire actually going to be cloning new troopers or something like that, but somewhere else, in different secret facility, or are they brainwashing like they did to Crosshairs more? Something's going on there. This is what I love with Bad Batch at the moment, because it brings up the question of what the hell happened to the clones. I've never thought we'd go into the Senate to begin with, but to see it has this really there's no heart in it anymore. And we know what's happened. A lot of that's been wiped away. Everything seems sort of dull, and yeah, it's perfect. And the fact that if there was more Imperials involved in there as well, and maybe different aliens in Imperial insignia on them, or in some in uniform or something, just to show that the people from the planet, their senators are Imperial. It's been forced upon them, and now they represent them, but obviously serving the Emperor. I think that would have been a pretty cool, neat touch there. And what's brilliant is it doesn't feel like there's a separation between Clone Wars and Bad Batch with this episode. It just feels like it's a continuation, and we've had all those really important scenes in the Clone Wars, and it's sort of continued in Bad Batch, but now it's good to sort of drift away from Bad Batch and expand upon it with different characters and going through the senators again, exactly what they did in the Clone Wars. And that's where, even though it's good to have the character building for the Bad Batch, but it's also equally as good, if not awesome, to have the world building through the eyes of like the senators and things as well, and Senator Tucci, which is really cool, because now you get to see the political scope. You get to know what's going on in the capital as well. I thought it might be a little bit more Imperial looking, and a bit more sort of just a reminder that their presence is very much, they're in control now, and the Emperor basically tricked everyone, and now no one could say anything out of place because of the fear of the Dark Lord of the Sith. The Emperor would just come after them basically, with a full mind of the Imperials, and I think that could be sort of heightened a little bit more if I was going to nitpick. But yeah, I think this episode was pretty amazing, and the fact that Rex is in there, and there's this whole notion of what's going to actually happen to the clones. Love it. I think it's a brilliant story. We're just about to go into the next episode, but I mean, if they bring this up about the destruction of Kamino in the Senate, surely there's repercussions for that. The Emperor wouldn't allow that. Gotta imagine Emperor Palpatine would let that happen. And even if he came out, how would he speak, how would he act? Because he's not Palpatine anymore. He's no need to hide himself or who he is or what he is. So yeah, if they go there, yeah, that's going to be intense. But yeah, this episode, awesome, loved it. It felt very Clone Warsy, and the politics in there, it called me a bit of a bore, but I do like Star Wars politics, and Coruscant looks absolutely beautiful and amazing, and the storyline with Kamino is perfect as well. But now I want to see Bad Batch again. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll go straight on to the next episode reaction in the video straight after this, and it hasn't come up yet. It's coming very soon. So take care of yourself, and remember, the Force will be with you always.